Here we go. So season 2 has arrived. I told you in my video yesterday where I analysed my season 1 strategy that, we weren't going to jump the gun. I wanted to really look into this before providing my feedback on it. I'm going to run you through each game mode, each free card, whether they're worth playing, who the right people are, to pick up those cards depending on your play style, skill level, etc. And at the end, I'm going to tell you why these cards are underwhelming, because they are, and general consensus says that they're bad. I actually think some of these cards are better than people are giving them credit for, but they're not amazing. There's not a huge jump from season 1 to season 2 in terms of the rewards, and there's a really good reason that that's happening, but it's really bad for all of us. So let's jump into it. So XP agenda board, we're ticking up it now, just doing the spotlights. Actually, we got up to level 14. We all know the early part is kind of pointless. It doesn't get much better, really. I mean, that Jared Jackson Jr. is basically Karl Anthony Towns. It could be a decent stretch 4, but I don't think anyone's sort of trying to get a Ruby into their squad right now. Ascension boards will be as useful as ever. Trae Young, I can't see having any value. He won't be starting over your Stocktons and your Deron Williams and any other cards that are coming out soon by the time you actually get him. Shea, I think, is the same situation. I think he's already outdated. I'm not really sure why they've released 92 Diamond at level 33. And then the big reward, Blake Griffin. So I'm going to break sort of trend here, because I think Blake Griffin is a valuable card. He's probably the best stretch 4 and stretch 5 in the game. I know it's going to take a while till he gets there, and we'll have to see what the cards look like that they've released since. But Blake possibly has more value than Steph Curry, because the main meta in this game is 5 out. We all know that. There isn't a huge amount of good 5 out sort of bigs, stretch bigs in the game. Mikan is good, Horford's all right. There's a few, but nothing amazing. Blake could be better than all of them, both at the 4 and the 5. So he could be more valuable than Curry in the sense that Curry was a great card. He's a better card than Blake Griffin. But Stockton, like I said, Deron Williams, there are cards in the game that can do pretty much what Curry can do. Deron's even got similar animations to Steph Curry, so you can buy replacements. I don't think right now there is a buyable replacement for this Blake Griffin, and he fills what has been a gap for a very long time in this game. Whether that's still the case when you get there, I don't know. Am I going to be playing it? Definitely not. Definitely not. I mentioned in the video yesterday, this XP agenda board, like if I was to do it, if I was to actually do it, I would be able to do nothing else for the whole season with the time that I have. I'd end up with Blake Griffin and the rest of my squad would be absolutely trash. So it's not an option for me. If you're playing this game 15, 20 hours a day, if this is something you did last season, you enjoyed it. I don't think many people did, but if you did, you want to do it again, then do it. And if you're playing in tournaments and stuff, that Blake could be valuable. But I think for the average player, someone who jumps on and off, this is just not worth it. There's not enough in here. And, so many people got so close last season and didn't get to Curry. I'll be surprised. I think they needed to make this reward, like I said, I think Blake is underrated, but I think they needed to make this reward a Galaxy Opal for people to do this. I think at a pink diamond, by the time you get him, it's just too risky. He could be completely outdated by then. So, yeah, XP Agenda is a non-starter for us. Let's get into Triple Threat offline. They've added this Victor Oladipo. I think I can say quite confidently that I'm done with Triple Threat offline for the rest of this year. There's nothing in here that's worth playing for. I mean, a few tokens, everything else, but this is hours and hours of gameplay. If you haven't finished Domination, do that. There's other things coming up that you could do instead. Triple Threat Online is a better alternative, to be honest. They put that Chuck Person in there. Again, it's just this card that's going to be outdated quite quickly. This is quite disappointing, really. They did a similar thing last year with Triple Threat Offline, where the rewards weren't worth it. I don't know why it's so rubbish. I mean, it's just rubbish, isn't it? It's not worth the time. 10 wins, 15 wins can take an hour. I mean, it's pointless. I won't be doing this either. It's a waste of my time, I think. Domination we've already done. I think if you're still finishing Domination, get it done quick. I can see these cards getting outdated in the next sort of 3 to 4 weeks. So if you actually want to have time to use them, and again, these cards are only really relevant because once you've completed Domination, the only thing you need these cards for are sort of minor challenges and playing online. So even with that, if you're not planning on running on Unlimited, I don't know how valuable this is going to be to you. the cards are only as valuable as the games you're playing them in. And, you know, once you've completed domination, your cards could lose value entirely if you're not going online. So maybe think about what you're doing here. But if you are going to complete it, do it quickly. That's my advice. Challenges. So we already knocked out these spotlights. Some of the requirements on this were absolutely toxic. There was 2 games I had to play twice. And I think I was lucky I only had to play them twice. One was the one with the steals. That's 2 blocks. That's fine. I'm going to give you a bit of advice on this. With the steals, run a full court press. That's how you get the steals. But, you know, it's difficult to get 2 steals in, you know, a 21-point game. And for this, the rebounds, this is another one I had to play twice. And in the second game, I had to basically give up buckets just to get, I think it ended something like 50 to 55 or something, 50 to 52 or something like that. I don't know what it was. But we basically went into overtime. These guys don't miss. Steph Curry, Paul Pierce, they don't miss. I ran 3 centers. That's how I got this done. You know, if you can score, if you know how to use cuts and stuff, you'll still get the buckets that you need. It's really tough. They just don't miss. They're hitting fadeaway threes from limitless range throughout the whole game. I don't know how you're supposed to get rebounds if they don't miss. So you're literally going to have to create rebounds for yourself. On the offensive end, you're going to have to take shots. I was using Willis Reed and putting up threes to try and get rebounds. Pointlessly difficult, that. Really, really annoying. The rest of it's easy, to be honest. So knock that out. I will do all of these spotlights for sure. I feel like this reward might be really, really worth it, because by the time we get to the end of this, we are going to be quite late in the season. I think it was the last week where they dropped the last spotlights last season. So I'd imagine at that point, the kind of meta of cards will have changed so much that the card will have some value. And it's quite easy. It took me a couple of hours to do that. It's not a big deal. Other challenges, fine. You know, I knocked out the signature challenge. You get a Hall of Fame badge, 15 tokens. It's on rookie. You'll do it probably within the requirements within, you know, 2 quarters, the first half. Right, multiplayer. So limited. I don't know what to do here because I want to play this. I think Jaylen Brown's a really good card. I had a look at his attributes, tendencies, everything online. He is a really good card. I think he's probably better at small forward than shooting guard. You know, I play Brian Winters right now, the diamond at small forward. Jaylen Brown's just a straight upgrade for him. Very similar cards, but a really significant upgrade. I don't know what to do here because weekends are so tough for me. I am going to try. I'm going to play a bit of limited later today and maybe a bit tomorrow. If I get the first ring, I'll carry on. But if I don't, I won't. But if you've got weekends, and I think the majority of people do that play this game, go get Jaylen Brown. This is an easy one. It's a really easy one. You know, losses don't matter. You can just keep playing until you get the ring. I think it's straightforward. He's probably the best reward card, I think, to be honest. Triple Threat Online, you know, nothing's changed here. Terrell's still there. Sven's still there. You know, I will be playing Triple Threat Online. I still haven't played another game since I played yesterday. That's fine. Now, Unlimited. This is a disaster, I think. Patrick Ewing is the reward. In a game where the meta is stretch 5, to the point where they've released Blake Griffin, so they know this. The Patrick Ewing Opal last year was probably one of the least desirable cards. It was one of the first Opals to go under 100k. 2K surely know that that's not a desirable card. Surely. I mean, why is it? I was going to play Unlimited this season. I'm definitely not now. I don't want that Patrick Ewing. He's not going to replace George Mikan in my team. It's not a scenario where that happens. Yeah, I don't understand the point of it. So Unlimited is a write-off, which is actually a shame. You know, I'm not going to play 100 odd games. That's, you know, if I did go 12-0, that's the minimum of what it would take me. I'm just not going to do it for that reward. I'm kind of completely spun out by this. Right, so that's all the game modes and all the rewards. In terms of the actual cards, Oladipo's useless. Mikan's amazing. In the challenges, we don't know yet. Limited, Jaylen Brown is a card that everyone can use. Triple Threat Online, there's no new rewards. And Ewing is going to be beneficial to you if you paint sit. Very few people who are successful in this game do that. You know, the majority of sort of elite players will 5 out and they will shoot threes with their centre. Patrick Ewing will be the best paint sitting centre in the game. I think the irony is, if you do paint sit, it's really unlikely you're going to get him because it's basically impossible to go 12-0 with a paint sitting centre So that's completely redundant. Now I'm going to tell you why these rewards are bad. I'm going to tell you why they're bad. The meta on the cards will change drastically this season. I think we finished this season with the majority of players having maybe a diamond base, right? Maybe amethyst, maybe diamond. If you're spending, you know, your life savings, you would have had a pink diamond base. Next season, I think everyone's going to have a pink diamond base. I think that's where we're going to be. I think the cards that are coming out over the next few weeks are going to have a huge step up. And I actually compared it to last year. So in February last year is when the Galaxy Opals started coming out. So Galaxy Opal are dark matter cards this year. So we can assume that at least by Christmas, we're going to have Galaxy Opals. But before we get to the Galaxy Opals, we're going to have a load of pink diamonds. So your Blake Griffins will be devalued by that. Your Patrick Ewings will be devalued by that. Probably Jaylen Brown as well, although I think he's probably going to be one of the better pink diamonds. The reason is they want you to spend money this season. They gave us a season where no money spent, or, you know, budget squads or whatever made sense, and that we could compete and we could do okay. This season's not going to be the same. I guarantee it. We are first season in. We've already got a few pink. We're, you know, less than a week in. We've already got loads of pink diamonds. It's going to escalate quickly. I'm telling you, within 2-3 weeks, we're going to have packs with 2, 3, maybe 4 pink diamonds. You can see the value of these cards is already quite low, you know, for pink diamonds. You know, we had pink diamonds at the end of last year that were going for 100k. The fact that they're not really ticking up is a problem for 2K. Right now, it's too easy to be no money spent. And 2K will change that this season. That's why these rewards are bad. Because they want them to be outdated, so you have to buy cards anyway. That's what's going on right now. In terms of the squad, I want to make some upgrades. So I did pick up a couple of cards. I picked up John Stockton and Darren Williams again. The reason is I was planning to run online, and then they released the rewards, and I don't know what to do now. I picked them up quite cheap, to be fair. And John Stockton's got about 100k worth of badges. It was probably the best snipe I did this year. He's really stacked in terms of his badges. You can see here. I paid about 80k for him, I think. He's probably got close to 100k worth of badges. But, you know, this squad is going to be outdated. I need to replace Boris Diaw. I need to find a stretch 4, which ironically is a Blake Griffin. But they will release a card soon that will be that card. And I think there'll be a couple of diamonds that can fit that role as well. Artists I need to replace as well because I need a stretch 5. And Nate I'm going to upgrade. And then the squad I'm pretty happy with after that. But that is where we're at. Season 2 is a warning shot from 2K. Don't think you can be no money spent. Don't think you can rely on reward cards. The step up just isn't there. From Curry to Blake, it isn't there. You can argue it went the other way. You can argue it was worse. Same with Unlimited. Paul Pierce is a more valuable card than Patrick Ewing. Limited, it was a step up, for sure. But you can see, even from the requirements on Limited this season, you're probably going to have to spend money to get those rings. I've seen some of the squads that people are running, you know, top 10 picks. I literally saw on Facebook earlier someone running an entirely pink diamond lineup, and it still took them a few games to get this done. So I don't know if that's a trap as well. I am concerned. I don't really know what I'm going to focus on this season. My plan was Unlimited, and that's, you know, it's got out the window. It's just not worth it. So let's see the content they release over the next couple of weeks. It's going to be super interesting to see how this progresses. But I think we're in for a big escalation in terms of cards and tiers. So let's see how it works out. That's my feedback on Season 2. Until next time, thanks for watching, guys.